I had a tool that I could give you, Steve, and on Monday morning when you sit down to do that, you're going to do the same work, but you're going to get an engagement of 20 to 30% more. What does that do for your bottom line? That's what I see that LeadKlozer does. It gives you that unfair advantage over your competitors that are missing every person that looked at an ad, commented on it, and then disappeared into the social bliss. In today's world, I haven't seen anything that will truly let you track that kind of social media engagement at all. Any single ad we run, lead ad, engagement ad, reach ad, funnel ad, anything that's running down a Facebook feed is going to get some level of engagement. But if you're not paying attention, that goes into what we call the round file, right? It got trashed. You're not going to ever recover that. And again, I think it is a given. No matter what kind of ad, you're going to not miss the engagement that's happening on it. I think the thing that makes it the most unique is its simplicity and its ability for you to track engagement and reach ads and not lose leads that you would normally lose. I mean, that to me is the real key. I would expand on that by saying that Smart Score is a big part of that, so that I'm not constantly going, well, was that a hot lead or was that not a hot lead? And then the final piece, obviously, is the activity feed to the top right, where you're just like, hey, here's what's going on right now, and I don't have to get onto Facebook and go try and look at, especially if you're running multiple pages, and go from page to page to page. It's all in one nice, neat, compact area where I can work and be efficient. So I would say efficiency and simplicity. You'll have a conversation that seems like it's hot and it's going along and you're cruising and you're talking, and all of a sudden out of nowhere it just goes quiet. And it's like, oh, well, as you have more and more conversations in your feeds and in Messenger, those things get pushed so far down that you'll never remember them. But like you said, with this, all of a sudden your Smart Score goes, oh, well, they tagged it again, and now that score went up, so it brings them back to the forefront, and you're no longer searching for it. It's already, your algorithm says, hey, based on what we've seen, you need to pay attention to this person. And from what I've seen from using it, it does a really good job of, hey, here are the people you need to be paying attention to. This is a no-brainer. It allows you, let's assume you bring in 10 leads in a month that you would have missed, right? And that's on the low end, because normally if you're doing this and you're running at any kind of scale, you're not missing 10, you're probably missing 60, 70, 80, 90 on an engagement ad. Let's assume you only convert one or two of those. What's that worth to you, right? So the bigger picture is, anytime you can plug holes and not lose dollars, it's a win. And so again, when I can look at one dashboard and go, yeah, I would have missed this person, or maybe they looped back around and we'd had a conversation and they disappeared and they came back, but I wouldn't have known that. That's exactly what we're talking. You do get the big picture of the whole thing. It's not just, and while it's the big picture, it's also the minutia. And that's the beauty of it, right? It's from the very little thing that I would have missed. And what does that do to, what are we always looking at? What's our bottom line? Well, the bottom line is, if I'm not missing all the minutia, now I'm not having to work as hard to make the same amount of money, or I have more dollars that I can invest in more marketing because it is efficient, which means I can go to scale very quickly. As an agency, if we can go out and say, hey, we can run these ads for you, we can fine tune them, and now not only can you track them, but from an agency standpoint, we can look and see as well, are you interacting with these leads? Are you working them? I think as an agency owner, being able to work with clients and say, hey, here's a simple tool, right? Because it's all about tools and automation in today's world. But here's a simple tool that will allow us to drive engagement to you, and for you not to lose that engagement, and for us as an agency not to do the selling for you, because that's not our job. It also protects us as an agency when we get people say, yeah, your leads don't work. Well, what do you mean they don't work? Well, I look in your account, you've got 70 people, but you haven't interacted with any of them. That protects us. You didn't do your job. Your job was to call leads. Ours was to make the leads happen. So that would be my biggest part is, you want a product that's flexible, that grows with the marketplace, that's priced extremely fairly, and that can be scaled. And this product meets all of, again, as a agency owner, it meets all my criteria. like I had to go build it myself because it's a tool. It is a tool you don't stop using. It is a mainstay in the marketing world. Again, either I would basically have somebody go create it, which would be a very big undertaking because I don't want to be in the software world, but it would be a real hit to what we do. To take away a tool that lets you look at these channels, it's like, okay, if I took your Google Analytics away from you, what would you do? And you're in the Google content world. Well, I'd be stuck. Well, you'd still be able to do your job, but you'd have no idea whether it was efficient or not. So for us, it would be like, are we being efficient or are we still back to chasing? Like we talked about, I open the ad, look at the likes. Well, unless I'm going line by line and adding them to a spreadsheet manually, the efficiency's gone. So yeah, no, I did. I think I'd have to fly out to Colorado and say, "Give me back my tool."